In this DVD set, what we're going to do is we're going to cover 5 areas. Number 1 would be the punching to takedown, ways to take down someone when they're striking. Very vital, important part of the Vale Tudo game. The second will be the plum. The plum is the clinch or the necktie position. Every time you grapple or fight, you're going to end up in this position standing. So this is an essential part to learn to develop your top game. The next will be pummeling. Pummeling is the essentials to grappling. If you're not pummeling, you're not grappling. Pummeling will help you break this down to different areas and ways to get in and to pummel different parts of the body. Vale Tudo guard passes are different parts of the guard game that you're going to use to develop your passes and ways to get by your partner's legs. The last one that we do is attacks from positions. I attack the neck, bent arm locks, and the straight arm lock. Show you a diversity of different attacks that you can utilize and apply and put into your game as a submission fighter. Safety is a major portion toward training. For without our training partner, we're going to end up training alone. So the key is training safely and training smart. When I used to fight in Vale Tudo and no holds barred fighting, we used to train the same way we used to fight, which was stupid. We used to train really hard and we used to hurt each other all the time. Consistently full of injuries when it's all based on timing and pressure. So if you train smart, train hard, you're training the right way. PYPP is called Preserve Your Partner Program, and that's what you want to think about. DVD 1 includes punching, takedowns, kicking, takedowns, how to punch into takedowns, how to kick into takedowns, and how to counter the shot. Okay, the first counter we're going to do is when Jeremy jabs me. What I want to do is I just want to slip to the outside. Slip to the outside. So if he's here, when he throws a jab, look at my head just moves off. So what I do is I bring my left shoulder forward. So I keep my head down and bring my left shoulder forward. I want that forearm to graze my ear, like that. That's how I know that I slipped just enough to get into the body tackle position. Okay, so what I really want him to do is put that hand into my face and then slip it. So what I've got to do, if he just throws a flick jab and brings it back, this is harder for me to shoot. What I want him to do is I want him to stick that into me. So what I'll do is I'll back up sometimes. I'll back up. And by backing up, that's going to set up my shot. We call it a draw step if you look at my feet here. So if I'm here, I take a big step. Again, I take a big step and then a half step. So big half, and then I'm in. Okay? So, big, see like that, I'm going to draw him in. And shoot. Again, I back up, boom, I'm in. Again, I'm in. Now the key on this, again, going to the outside when he jabs. I'm in, my head's up. If my head is down, he can choke me. I've got to leave my head up. If he goes to choke, look at, he's off balance, not me. The key is to shoot when he jabs, is to shoot, and when he goes to clinch on me, I want his elbow and his arm higher than his shoulder. If his elbow's lower than his shoulder, he has power to pull my head down. But if I'm here, and our hips are almost touching, we call marry the hips. If you can marry the hips and the legs together here, he tries to clinch on me and pull my head down. He's off balance. All I have to do is keep my head up. Okay, so the first takedown I'm going to do off the jab, as he jabs, I slip. I'm going to grab his body. As I do this, I'm going to step up. So I'm going to step and step up. Okay, one more time. Step and step up. Step and step up. And take his back. As I do this, look at the holes. My hooks come in right away. Okay, again. Boom. Step this leg up. Your leg's gonna hit him, your hip's gonna hit him, and your head's gonna come straight up. Notice I'm taking his legs out. I'm on his back immediately. I can start to punch, or punch, or punch, and get my hooks in. From another angle, it's right here. Look at how fast this is. Boom, I'm in. My hook's already in. I'm on his back. Hooks will come in immediately, and I'm here to break him down and to punch. Okay, this next takedown will be a body tackle clinch, head outside with a leg hook. The leg hook just really forces him to the mat. You can use your hands to crumble. The key on this is when he jabs. If I take just this, okay, when I take this position, I don't want my hands to come wide. I want him to shoot across and come into here. I want to break his hips in. And what's going to happen is I'm going to hook his leg here to really take his balance off. My head's got to be high. So when I really drive this, this goes straight to the mat right away. Not just because I'm hooking his leg, but also because I'm pulling his hips in. So when he jabs, I slip, and then my hook comes in, and we're down right away. When he jabs, I slip, hook. Now look where I'm at. I'm in half guard. I'll end up in half guard. Hook. See where I'm at? And one more time. Okay. Another angle. What I need to do now, when I'm down, I'm stuck in a bad spot. There's two ways I'm going to counter and get my leg free. So when I go and take him here, see this? I'm immediately going to take this hand and underhook this leg. And when I do that, I'm going to kick off, hold the leg, and come into a good holding position from here. See where that leg's stuck? Okay, I pull my head up. I reach down, I hook the leg, hold it up, hook my leg. Don't let me cut my leg. Kick my leg out, free it, and then walk back. Second way to get your leg free is by bouncing my knee on his belly. Once we hit the floor, he crosses his legs really tight, so I really can't get this leg free. So I know I have to be careful here. It's half guard. He's going to be trying to sweep me or bridge me. Okay, so from right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold his head, bounce my knee up, hold his pants, and just bounce. He'll start to defend, and we'll start to, and this is good for punching, and it'll get me out to my position. Control. He crosses his feet. Have a good base. Form his neck. Knee up. Hold the head. This is good for hitting. Bounce. And free. Okay, a lot of times when we're shooting on the person, you have the option with your hand positions. If he's facing with his back to you, when he jabs, sometimes when I enter this way. Sometimes I enter this way. And sometimes I enter this way. So on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter with the hand around the waist and the hand here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick him up and lift him and fillet his legs. Okay. All right. So he jabs. I shoot into this position. Now I'm just going to lift. Now from here, he could wrap me into half guard or guard. So as I do this, I lift. I turn his body. I have the option here to leg block him. Or I could just pick him up and dump him. This way. So you're actually picking the outside of the leg up and driving him to the floor. Pick him up. I can also turn the leg this way and then take him this way. Okay, on this next takedown off the jab, there's a few ways I'm going to do it. When he jabs, he's going to quick jab, so he's just quick, and brings it back. Sometimes he tries to poke that through my head. Boom, so it's a hard punch. You have a hard punch, he puts it all the way in, hard. Then you have a medium punch, where he brings it back, and then you just have an arm punch, flick jab. So to break it down, we have three types of jabs. You have a flick jab, you have a speed jab, comes from the hip, and then you have one that comes from the floor, a knockout. Boom, that's your power jab. If he power jabs me, he's giving me his body, because all I have to do when he tries to poke that through my head is just slip and I'm in. So what I'm going to do here is, as he goes to jab, you can see just jab. Good. I'm going to stop him before. And what happens is his brain freezes for 1 second, and in that 1 second I'm in. So if he goes to jab, good, he's back. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, see the timing? He goes to jab, I poke, and I'm in. Okay? So he goes to jab, and I pin it immediately. He probably, in that 1 second, won't fire the 1-2. Even if he does, 1-2, good again. I'm already in. So if he jabs, I just pin it, and I'm in. In. Again. In. Okay? The second way is he punches really fast. Good, just like that. Good. So what I'm going to do now is my hand's going to follow. And I'm going to hit him at the same time. There you go. There you go. Again. There you go. Again. There you go. So what I'm doing is I'm catching. He retracts. I pin and hit him just to get a reaction. Or that could also be a block. A cross. See how that's going to, and I'm in. All I want to do is tie his hands up top. Okay, he jabs, 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 and he jabs, and he jabs, and. These are three obstructions that I will use to get in to shoot the single or double leg tackle to attack his body or his legs. He jabs, pin, again, pin and in. Catch, follow and in, or I can follow with my head. And in. Retract it. Hit, hit, pin, pin. Those are the three I'm going to use to get in to tackle his body. This next takedown off the jab, what we're going to do is body tackle with the head inside. This will be a whole series of takedowns from the head inside. What to do if, when, or why you take this position. So when he jabs, the key here now is to scoop. Again, scoop this down. Scoop. Scoop. Notice it's opening his chest right here. jabs me, or just pull it down like that. Or scoop it open. Scoop it open. Scoop it open, or scoop it down. Good. Now that's your entry you're going to use to get your head inside. When you put your head inside, your forehead hits first because your forehead makes way. You don't want to ever run with your head sideways. If he shoots in and he runs his head, wait, if he scoops it and runs his head in sideways, that's what we want, just like that. If he runs in sideways, look at it, it's easier for me to stop him. So the key here when he starts to shoot is that his forehead comes in and hits me first. And now it turns in, look at, he's out balancing me. Okay. So when I jab here, he scoops this, his head, forehead steps, and his head's in. Now he's into the body tackle position. Okay, so he jabs. I scoop, I step, and I'm in. Notice my hands, when I clinch, they'll be in tight. My elbows are going to come in tight. I'm going to grab wrist over wrist, squeeze my elbows tight, and do a lat pull like this. So that's where you get all your power from this. So he jabs, I scoop, my head comes here, and I bring it in tight. Okay, again, my forehead's going to roll and turn. As I'm here, now all I'm going to do in this position is I'm just going to crumble his base. I'm going to use my knee and my elbows together to control. Here, buckle and crumble. I'm blocking his hip already. I'm already here. I have to be careful, he could still punch me. Okay, so what I'll probably do is come into here, and this is good. This is harder for him to block. Okay. From the right here, he can hit me easily because he has my head. Especially he's holding me tight. So I block and defend this. Okay. The other thing you have to be careful of is the knee here. If he takes his forearm and pushes my head up with this hand, he can knee the side of the head. If he pushes my chin up high, he can shin kick the side of my face. I have to be careful. So keep your head down, keep it buried. What I prefer, like I said, is to get the stock position and then just punch from here. And look at the way he blocks the punch. You can still just keep hitting and then control. So again, he jabs, I scoop, I take it to here. Now if I can't quite break him here, what I'm going to do is take my leg and then just hook it, drop and step over. Come up into the mount. Okay? So jabs, I scoop, I come into here, let's say he starts stepping his leg, his other leg, his leg back. I just scoop it here and step over to control. Second takedown off the inside, head inside, off the jab, clinch, is when he jabs, and I get this position, and I'm here. What happens now is he's going to take his leg from here, he's going to step back. So as he steps back, I switch and just do the same takedown on the other leg. So he jabs, I scoop it, I come in, he steps back, look at my head's going to roll across and go to the other side, and then my takedown will be just right here. Jabs, scoop, head inside. Doesn't work, I switch to the other side. Right. The same thing, I can add that leg hook too. Scoop, one, he steps back, and leg hook. Same thing, mount. The head's inside the jab. I have a bunch of options. My next option that I'll do now is to hip throw him. So when Jeremy's here and he throws a jab, I scoop that jab, I come in with my head. Now notice his front leg here, it's base. So what I'm trying to do is take him backwards. When he steps backwards,
Look at his base. Now I'm going to use my head here. I'm going to step across center line. I'm going to, first of all, pull him off balance. Look at his weights on his leg. Then I'm going to step, hip load, and then throw. Usually end with the knee on the belly or crossbody. So, jabs, I scoop, I go head in. I try to take him back, but he steps his leg back. I hold tight, use my head, off balance him. Big step, and knee on belly. So when he jabs, I scoop it, I get inside. I try to take him backwards. I step, and hip throw. Again. Another angle. I scoop, I get in. I base, head up. Jabs. I shoot for the backwards takedown. Look at where his balance is. Up the jab. When my head is inside his jab and I'm trying to take him backwards, he's going to base. And as he bases, he'll step that leg back. When his front leg goes backwards, now I'm going to wind him to the mat. So when he jabs, and I shoot in from here, I try to take him back. He steps that leg back. See that? Now look where he's weak. He's weak where my left foot is. So I'm just going to bring this leg back just a little bit and wind him to the floor. Jabs, scoop. Look at, just wind straight down to the floor. He comes up, he jabs, I scoop, I get in, and just wind him down to the floor. Again. This next sequence is when I'm inside his jab with my head. I try to bring him backwards, but he resists, keeps his hips forward. I'm going to step and take his back. This will allow me to back throw. So when he jabs, I scoop my head inside here. I'm trying to take him down, but he brings his hips forward like this and his body weight like that. So all I'm going to do is open my hands, and I'm going to wind him around and take his back. This will allow me to step and then back throw him. Okay? So when I go head inside here, try to take this, he's basing, he's keeping his base. So he doesn't allow me to bend him backwards. Open and take his back. Step and throw him this way. And on top. Again. Jabs, I scoop, I try to take him backwards, and take his back. Back throw. So again, he jabs, I scoop. I try to take him backwards. He bases, I hook and take his back. Step around, and this will allow you to big hip back throw. He's back up. Here's your control. These next sequences are takedowns from the cross. When Jeremy's here and he throws a right cross at me, I want to slip to the outside. If I just turn my head sideways like that, that's okay, but he can punch me in the chest. So I've got to drop my right shoulder. That will get me in. So he'll jab cross, and I'll drop my right shoulder. When I take that, now I get the body clinch. I pull his hips in tight. This is what's going to get me into the ground. Slip and step. Watch my head the way I just slip and it grazes my ear. Like that. And I step in. Your punches. Good. Always make sure your partner punches right down the money. Good. There's your tackle. And then from right here, you have the option. I don't really prefer to lift, just a tab, but I'm going to bump it. Into control. lot of times now when I do this, I go to here, and that leg will step back. So now I can't block with my leg. I can't step all the way around. It's stupid to. So I'm going to use my hand. Slip, step, he steps back. I use my hand, and now I'm going to drive sideways with my head and block his knee. Okay. He steps, look at it. So that's where I'm going to go. So he steps, so I got to use my hand. So automatically, when I take this to here, he starts to step. Look at my hands already going and blocking. This will lead to the third thing that I'll do, because maybe he stepped too far back. So when I go and I slip, I go here, that leg stepped way far back. Now I'm totally off balance, I can't get it. What am I going to do? Take his back. I'm onto his back, control. Usually I'll crack his hip down and put him on his side. So when he jab crosses, that key is really to get in the habit of moving that head. Now, even if I'm sitting here fighting with this guy, and I see his right hand shaking, he starts shaking, I know he's going to wait to put that thing through my head. So my key here is just to get ready to just move. Okay? I really want to move that. Now I'm in. Oops, he stepped back. I tried to counter, but couldn't. Now I'm on his back. Again, if I get to here, there's a lot of different ways I've got to take him down. But one of the easiest from here is just to step and leg block him. And just drive. Come here. See here. I'm on his back. I have to be careful. He can jump on my leg. Go. And he could go for a leg bar. So the key here. When I'm here, I try to go here. I can't. I'm onto his back, okay? Now from here, I want to take him down. Okay? I just step and leg block him, and now drive him forward. In control. Take his back. Control. Break him down. Up the cross, when he crosses, I have head outside. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a running, it's like a running clothesline. It's going to take him off his feet right away. I like this because it's not expected. It's kind of an exotic takedown. I prefer it because it's very ballistic. So when he throws a jab cross, the key on this is that I slip. Again, that I slip. Again, that I slip. So I really watch that cross. As I do this, I'm going to go forward and I'm going to cut this leg. And that's coming up. Okay, so it's going to look like that. And the key on the upper arm is my arm's going to come up. My shoulder's going to hit his chest. My arm is a byproduct of my shoulder, my bicep. So it's just like this. It's a clothesline. My shoulder hits his chest. My bicep comes up over the top. This is your clothesline. So the key comes from the power of the shoulder, and he crosses the cut on the leg. I'm cutting his knee. The cut on the leg. And when I do this, I'm going to run. I like it because look where you end up. You can control or control, and this is good for hitting. Again. So it's like I'm throwing a cross, but I'm missing. And I'm coming right over the top. This could also be done off the front punch too, jabs. And jab cross. Jab, cross. Jab, cross. Sorry. Jab, cross. This takedown is a head inside the cross. So the last couple were head outside. This is head inside. Head inside. Now when he throws a jab cross from right here, is that my left shoulder stays forward. Notice I'm not saying head's inside, I'm saying my shoulder's inside. That way my head's buried. I bury my head here, or I bury my head here. Okay. The reason I like this is because here, look at, you can really unwind the right overhand again. Oh, boof. Okay. And it's good for your double leg tackle. Boom, look at where I'm in. Head inside. So he just crosses me. Good, relax. Shake your hand a little. Yeah, okay. Cross. Good. Just relax. Drop it in. Good. Put it through my head. This next sequence comes off the hook. These are ways to take the hook. When he throws a hook, it's going to come out. Now it can be a short or a long range. I want him to kind of reach. So anytime I'm here, my hands, if he hooks, if my hand's up, I'm going to cover my head. If my hand's up, I'm going to reach out and cover it. So again, I'm going to either cover here, he hooks, I'm going to cover here, or I'm going to arm insert. Use your forearm to deflect it. I'm going to kind of step into that. And at any time I can hit at the same time. Or I can cover and hit. I can cover and hit. Cover and hit. Cover and hit. Like that. Or cover and hit, hit, hit. So the thing here now, when he throws that hook, I'm going to cover. Good. Because my hands are up. So he, good. Jab cross hook. There again. Arm insert. Lob and weave. Cover. Arm insert. Lob and weave. Okay, these are ways I'm going to take the hook now. All right, the first one will be, again, off the cover. So, he goes jab, cross, hook. Hook, good. Again, hook. Again, hook. Jab, cross, hook. Hook, and bring it into here. Okay, so now I just got into what we call the 50-50 tie. Now right from here, all I'm going to do now is just I'm going to take this arm and I'm going to cut his leg here to take it up. Okay. And cut from here, just cut that leg and drive his body this way. Cover, keep that head in tight. If my head's too low, he can turn and knee my head. So be careful here. And all I'm going to do from right here is take this left hand and drive it to the back wall, take this hand and cut him down to the floor. Just like that. That's the guard. Again. Got the clinch. Okay, got the clinch from right here. Hook the leg. Hips in. Again. Okay. The second takedown we do comes from the hook. And what I'm going to do is insert my arm and hold his arm down. I'm going to pull his body weight down. That will set up my head and arm throw. So if he goes jab, cross, hook, I have the cover to this position. Or jab, cross, hook, arm, insert. Now he can fake the low jab and high hook, fake the low jab and high hook. He can fake the cross and high hook. He can fake the jab, cross, and hook. He can fake the jab, hook, or the cross hook, the low jab, the hook. He can punch any one of these, and I should be able to pick up that hook on the end of any one of these throws. So every time he comes in, boom, I'm going to cover or arm insert. So I'm kind of reading him. I'm in. Once I'm here, this is what I want. This is what I want. I want to keep my weight down here. Now what I do is when I pull this down, my left shoulder jacks his head up. Look at where I'm looking, right at his neck. Okay, so he comes in, bring it down, lift this up, and boom, head and arm, run it in. This will give you the next position to hold. I just want you to hold this or hold this. See where you're hacking his head with the shoulder, hacking his head with your shoulder, and the bicep hits his neck. Okay, there's a couple ways you're going to take the hook for evasion. You don't want to get hit. So, two ways. Number one will be if he left hooks, I bring my head forward and put it on his shoulder. I put it forward here. I put it forward. That gives me the bobbin weave out right where I need it. If I just try to bobbin weave here, he could drop his forearm back down and just stop my shot. So what I need to do is when he hooks, I go forward and come underneath it. Look where I'm at. The second way is when he hooks, I lean back. I lean back, I evade backwards, snap back and take it. Okay, so if he hooks, I have a bob and weave this way and outside, outside and in and underneath it. Notice I drop my right shoulder forward and left shoulder, right, left. Then I come in. All right, if it's fast and he just slaps my ear real fast, I just keep it here. And sometimes I don't even bob and weave with my body, I bob and weave with just my head. Like this. He hooks, good. He slaps my ear, I just use my head. The body is a little tighter. And outside and in. Outside and in. Just remember, when that hook comes, the next thing that's coming is that cross. Okay, so if I go one and that cross comes, that's usually while I'll bob and weave twice. If he's going to knee, I wouldn't recommend the double bob and weave. See the knee? Bad. So this hand's usually here and we'll catch it and in. Or cross is right away, slip and in. Or bob and weave and in. Or up. So if he hooks, I go whoop, I'm already on his back. Again. I'm on his back. Now, I can, from right here, there's a few things I'm going to do. I'm going to pop his shoulders and buckle his hips. And step backwards, knee on belly. This is taking his back. Okay? He can wrap my elbow and chicken wing me here. I've got to be careful. So my elbows are cinched back on his hips. My leg's in the middle. I know he's going to try to jump on my leg. So what I'll do as he starts to jump is I hip into him. I just hip him and he'll go flying. So where I'm at, keep my elbows tight. So one is I take this and I hit him here. Buckle and drop. Okay, the accelerated high amplitude version of that is when I take it here, I take it, I pick him up and slam him down. Okay. Again, I take him here, I pick him up and slam him in control. So actually I'm popping him up and then slamming his shoulders and moving my body. Accelerating his head to the floor. Okay, so once I'm on his back, I can take him down a few ways. Again, I pop and buckle, or buckle and step back. Number two is from here, he starts to hip away a little bit, and my hands will turn. So my hand will turn palm up. And I'll just suck his hip back into me and turn him down. From right here, again. So my hands are going to go like this. So if his hips start going away, I was here, watch my hand turns. My hand turns, and I buckle his hip. Take it from the side. My palm is up, and it's on his hip crease. And bring him down. Okay. If I'm on his back, I can leg trip him, stepping to the front. If he steps out of that, step to the other side, leg trip, and use your hips with this. Okay. You can also, from the back, let's say he starts leaning forward, and maybe I can't step around, he's just base out a little bit. He's got a good base. So what I'll do is take my hand and pull him backwards and come up on top. Okay. So from the back, I'll underhook here and I'll pull him over my body and come back up and control. Again, pop his shoulders, buckle his legs, step back, pull him down. Number two is he starts hipping away, turn your palm up, put it on his hip socket, and break his hip down. Okay, next, leg block, and hips. Okay, and underhook, and back sit. Okay, just like that. You can also hold his hip when you do that. So that turns him on his side. This way. Come back here. Okay. Last one. You can back sit with him. Give me your back. You can back sit. Good back sit. Called leg trip. I have two ways. This way. This way. So, and usually mount. He's here. I back sit and mount. Or reverse back trip. This way. Control. Again. That's actually a higher amplitude throw. Right now I just trip him here. Come in. Okay. And some people will try to strip their hips and try to run forward like that. So as soon as I get here, I drop and drive my hips forward, hold his knees, drive him forward, come up, shins, take his back. Okay, again. Give me your back. Drop to the middle, put your shoulder in his tailbone and pull his knees and drive him forward. Come up to here. Now he tries to squirm away. This is pretty good control. And walk on top. So these are all takedowns from the rear. The way I get there is off that hook. Takedowns have to be fast because when I'm on his back, he's going to react immediately. These are some drills that will help you see the punches and see the angles of attack. These are a bunch of drills that I do for my fighters and for my competitors that will help you see where the punch is coming from. So the first one I start out is I go jab, and he jabs back. So I slip. I cross. He crosses back. I throw a 1-2, he goes jab, cross, slip, slip, circle. So jab, cross, jab, cross, slip, slip, circle. Jab, cross, jab, cross, slip, slip. Jab, cross, jab, cross, slip, slip. Jab, slip, cross, slip, jab, cross, slip, slip. Jab, cross, jab, cross, slip, slip. Jab, cross, jab, cross. Drill 2 is the same as drill 1, except I throw a 1-2, and he'll either come back with a jab, or he'll come back with a cross. So he'll come back with either a 1 or a 2. So when I feed a jab cross, he jabs me back, and I slip. I feed a jab cross, and I slip. I feed a jab cross, slip, 1-2, and slip. So what I'm doing is I'm throwing a jab cross, I'm taking a half a step back, because I want him to come to me, then I slip and I'm in. Jab cross, slip, and in. Jab cross, slip, jab cross, slip. Okay, from this angle, same thing. So you can see it's just helping me slip left or slip right, dropping my left or my right shoulder. This drill is invaluable because it's going to help you to not only see the shots coming at you, but teach you to keep your eyes open, to move your head, to keep your hands up. Those are your prerequisites to not getting hit. Keeping your chin down, keeping your hands up, and moving your head. You're going to try to use your hand as much as you can to pick everything up. So what we're going to do is use what we call the windshield wiper method. So your stance will be left elbow down, right hand up. This will be probably I'll use my left shoulder, my elbow, my hand, just this, and slipping to the right, and slipping and bobbing and weaving. So if I put Jeremy against the wall here, he will stay concave, meaning leaning forward. He doesn't really want to lean back on this. Okay, so I want him just to slip left and right. Slip his left and right. If he slips to the right, he's going to drop his right shoulder forward. And his right shoulder forward. Just like that. Okay. So all I'm going to do here is just jab, and he's going to pick everything up here. Okay, cover, insert, just like that. Try to pick everything up. He just relaxes. Good, leave that left shoulder forward. Okay, for me, I've got to break in and out. I don't want to just stand here and punch at him because this is okay, but it's not doing anything realistically because I'm staying in range. Realistically, I'm out here. Okay, left shoulder forward, Mark. Okay, now the body shots is right here. Number one is if this hand starts coming in really tight here, I'm going to bring this down and kidney shot. Like this. Kidney. Number two would be right here, and it's the heart punch. It's because that left shoulder opens up a little more, and I punch straight down the money. Or to the cross to the chest. Okay? Because maybe he starts squaring up. And I throw a hook and he covers, and I punch straight to the chest. The last would be in the liver right here. And if his elbow comes back, I fake, look at the liver shot. So I can drop in liver, or I can slip here in liver shot. So these are your three body shots. Liver, heart, his hands, spleen, which is low, and kidney. Kidney, liver, heart, and chest. Okay, so now I just break in and out a little bit. His objective is just to keep his eyes wide. Drops, drops. Anytime he sees my level drop, he drops with me. Fake, fake. Watch out for the hammer fist. Okay, when I step in, I'm going to step in straight, step into the left, step off to the right. In this next survival drill, the hand posture will change from windshield wiper method. Why do we call it windshield wiper? Because that elbow stays tight and it's a windshield wiper. To double pillar, two hands up. And all he's going to use is his forearms to deflect, forearm cutting forward, and cutting in on the center line like this. So he bring his elbow here, and grab the back of his head, grab the back of your head, and look through the hole. Look through that hole there. And he'll do the same on the other side. Cover and look through the hole. So you have forearm cover here, and then sometimes I cover this way. And then you'll be always keeping your eye on your partner while you're using this. Okay? This is your double pillar method. Okay? Feet up against the wall. See how he just drops the elbow? The second portion of the survival drill is clinching. It's great to be able to defend all the punches and such, but realistically you want to get in. So the second thing we're going to develop is the ability to break the rhythm, shoot in on a half beat, a 1.5 or a 2.5 beat. I really don't want to be able to throw 4 punches at his face unless he just covers and then blitzes. So realistically I want him to shoot on a half beat because that's going to break the rhythm and allow him to get in. So just to break this down, he's here. Okay, these are the beats. You have a 1 beat, a 2 beat, a 3 beat. So you go 1, 2, 3. Now, in between each one, you have a half beat. So before my jab hits him, he shoots. After it hits and starts to retract, that's a 1.5. And the 2.5 is after the 2 hits, then he shoots in between the 2 and the 3. So that's how you're going to break it down. It's called half beat. Half beat is half, 1.5, 2.5. Realistically, I don't want to be able to throw 1, 2, 3, 4 punches at him because most people are not going to defend 4 punches. And if they do, they're pretty good. So he's going to shoot on the half, boom. Even if I put my hands up, he shoots. I didn't have a chance to punch. Now I try the 1.5 beat. Boom, he's in. Okay, 1, 2, now. Again, now. 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 Okay, so it's just teaching you to shoot on the half. Very, very important. Also, for hitting purposes, he jabs me. I hit him on the half beat. He jab cross. I hit him on the half. He jab cross. I hit him on the half. So again, he jabs. I hit him before, after, and after. That's called half beat. Interruption, breaking the rhythm. Okay, this drill now, the survival drill. There's 3 levels that he can attack right now. He's going to either grab my head, he's going to come in under my arms, around my neck, the body, and to the legs. So 3 levels. You have high, middle, and low. That's how we break it down. He can shoot on the half, a 1.5, or the 2.5. And the key is even if he gets hit, he's still coming in. So as a coach, I'm going to allow him in. So he's going to come in and just go to the position and back out. Okay, so you can see as a coach, I'm not trying to wail on him, but what I will do is when he takes a position and tackles, when he comes out, I punch right away. And all I expect him to do is have those hands up. Because anytime he tries to take me down and I stop the shot, when he has to break out. Most people do not break clean, so when he backs out, this is usually the knockout punch. Okay, and the same thing allows to the kick or the knee. So when he breaks, you should always break with his hands up or clear as much possible space. So if he's really tight, he's going to get out as far as he can right away. Go. Okay? Or he's just going to cover and just keep his hands up when he breaks. Break out. Because I'm always naturally going to punch. Watch any boxing match. They call it an unclean break. In Vale Tudo, what's an unclean break? That's all part of the game. If you have an unsuccessful shot, the easiest time for me to hit you is when you're breaking away from me. And sometimes even when he's trying to shoot, and I stop him, I'm going to push him away so I can get that shot to his head. So I'm going to actually create the space. So he's just going to make sure that when he breaks, that he breaks with his hands up. Now, as a coach, I'm the coach now because I have the gloves on and I'm going to be punching him. I don't expect him to take me down every time. He's just trying to get the clinch position. Once he establishes that, he lets go and backs out because he wants me to punch him some more. So his objective is just to say, I'm in. Every time he gets past my gloves and gets in, he just says, I'm in. Therefore, he acknowledges, and I acknowledge that he has gotten in, and I just let him in, and then bang, I just start punching again. Okay, so the key here now is he's punching, I'm punching him, and he gets in whenever he wants. And then I just keep punching, and then back out, hands up. Good. So he can go to the head, he can go to the body, head outside of the body, and to the legs. Double leg or head inside. Single leg, hands up. Or you can shoot for a low single. Whoa! Okay, you don't expect that. So you're going to mix all levels up. If he gets hit, it's fine. He's still in. He took a shot, big deal. One shot, unless it was extremely powerful and strong, realistically, one shot most of the time will not knock you out. A lot of people are so afraid of getting hit that fear is what gets him hit. If he doesn't have that fear, he says, I don't care, I'm going to take one shot and go in. He's going to catch me every time. One thing, if someone doesn't know how to block shots, one thing I have people do is I just have them put their head down. So wherever he jabs, I put my head down. He crosses, I drop my head. He hooks, I drop my head into it. He hooks the other side, like that. So when he jabs, look at, I'm in. He jab cross, top of the head. So if he's punching the top of my head, it's not really going to hurt me too bad. I'm not going to get knocked out. And he's going to hurt his own hand. And that one shot's going to get me in. Okay. And backs out. So you can see this drill is, wow, this is priceless. This teaches him all timing, how not to get hit. If he takes a shot, how to come in after he gets hit, doesn't matter. His fear for getting hit suddenly disappears because he's had it in his face. He sees all angles of attack. This drill, for me, when I was fighting, is invaluable for not getting hit or to take at least as little punishment as possible.